there's even 5 minutes of sunshine, we'll stop, put our bag down, take out the tent and try to get it dry, because there may not be another 5 minutes later on, and it's really important to keep your gear dry, even your tent. When you get into the tent at night, if it's already wet from the night before, it's going to be damp inside. You don't want that. I think we've been walking for around 5 hours today, or 6 hours.
Yeah.
What's something you have been thinking about during that time?
Seeing my wife in the next 6 days. So yeah.
So you'll be meeting Teresa next week.
Yep.
In Daleville.
In Daleville. We all will, actually. She's going to meet us in the cleaner's parking lot.
Never mind my feet and my legs. My shoulders are aching right now. No pain, no main. That's what they say. No pain, no main. Forrest and Nellie stopped for lunch. Rooster and Sisters stopped here for a quick break from the rain. Hard Left has replaced me. He has a new trail niece. I am very hungry, excited to eat, heading to campsite before shelter after next. That means somebody just lost their hiking partner. I believe Teresa got a new puppy while you've been away.
Yep.
And people are saying this is your replacement. How do you feel about that?
I don't know how I feel about that. I lost my pillow. She stole my pillow. She told me that like the first week out.
She claimed it?
She claimed it, yeah. I had it all beat down just perfectly and she took it. So, I don't know.
Are you going to just let that happen?
Probably.
This is beautiful. Walking through a pasture right now, part of a farm. Just green, 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 as far as the eye can see. Like, when was the last time we actually got to do this? It was probably a week ago.
At least a week ago. Yeah.
I don't even remember the last time.
It's always been raining.
Yep. We get just enough time to set up the tent and then dive in. And then I think we're all too exhausted to like come out when the rain ends. So glad I didn't bring my little one-person tent. A whole bunch of people were trying to tell me to bring a one person, bring a one person.
Yeah.
I just kept thinking, I was just like, no.
I never went with them. After I got that Sierra Design one person, I said, I'll never do one person again. Because it's really, you can't put your gear in there.
Yeah, and if you don't like mummy bags, then you're not going to enjoy that tent. Just rolled in on yourself.
It's okay for one night, but
Yeah,
if you're going to be living in a
emergency.
tent day after day for weeks on end or months on end, you want something with a lot of space.
Let me give you some passports. Handed over the passports all at one time. There was like 5 of us.
Is there a main reason for you hiking the Appalachian Trail?
I think initially I came out here because I was running away from a life that I wasn't satisfied with. I didn't feel fulfilled, even though I was getting everything I ever wanted. Things were working really well for me. But that's faded. Like, I don't feel like that's why I'm out here anymore. Like, instead of running away from something, I'm running towards something, and I'm still trying to figure out what that is.
Now, a couple of weeks ago you said to me that this was a great opportunity, this experience while you're hiking, to get to know yourself better.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about being out here that allows you to do this, and why couldn't you do this back home before this trip, with the life that you were living before this trip?
Well, I think honestly it's, like I said, there's no noise, and by that I mean like the expectations of my daily life. Like there's not work consuming most of my day, and all the thought around work, all the small distractions that pile up, whether it be the news or communicating with people constantly, like your friends and family. It's a lot harder to get that out here. You end up being in your head a lot more. Like, we don't see each other for a good part of the day, and I have nowhere left to run. I have nowhere to go except into the deeper parts of my mind, and without all the distractions and everything else going on, I can't lie to myself anymore, or it makes it a lot harder to. Like, you're kind of just laid bare, whether or not you wanted to be.
And some of the thoughts that you're having to sit with while you're walking are good, but obviously from what you're saying, I'm gathering some of these thoughts are hard to face up to. Do you think this whole process is helping you change?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if I can't lie to myself about who I am, then I have to recognize the parts of me that I like, but I also have to acknowledge the parts of me that I don't like. And if you know what something is, then you can change it.
For anyone out there that's considering doing something like this, who has no prior experience, what would you say to that person about hiking the Appalachian Trail or taking on a grand adventure of their own?
I would say, look at what you want and like form the intention, like just iron-willed, and decide to do it, because it's not going to be what you expect. You'll never be ready to do it. Just go. Just do everything you can to get there. Jump at it.
Trail magic is when somebody, a trail angel, shows up on trail with food and drinks for the hikers. There's no strings attached, and a trail angel is usually, not always, usually someone who has previously hiked the Appalachian Trail. Do you think anyone minds being on video?
Absolutely not. Go for it. Yeah.
Thanks.
We're trying to take more video pictures.
So when people go on writing the board, you have to tell a story, or are you just telling a story?
Alan just wants us to tell stories.
Is Close Call on there? Did you find me?
I have not found it.
Yeah.
I'll start. There's beans. She was sponsored by Bush's Beans to hike the trail.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I fed her Bush's beans.
And so she always had to have Bush's beans with her.
Awesome.
They make those in a bag or?
Well, so that was her advocacy point. She was like, this would be great for hikers, but like do them dehydrated, do them in a bag, anything but a can. Like, I don't know why the hell Bush's Beans sponsored a hiker.
You know I fed her the Bush's beans.
But that's all she could eat.
You go across the creek. Yeah. That creek is full of rocks.
Is it really?
Yes. My friends actually.
I love it.
would just take 3 or 4 of them. They gotta do that.
She's 13.
Dang.
She's a good trail dog.
She's in charge.
And she's in charge.
And by that, do you mean when she says that we've had enough for today, this is where we're camping?
She's in charge.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
I'm gonna wipe her boogers out of your eyes. So we love pigs, and that's what we're talking about.
right there we're gonna resupply.
Oh, we're gonna eat.
Yeah, we're in the bar.
And be like,
Ooh.
I'm gonna buy a pint of ice cream.
They gave me a Moxie to take away. What nice people. What an amazing thing is trail magic, huh?
You don't know them, but you visited the gravesite. You
Of a
put
veteran?
Yeah, you put a penny on the gravestone. And then it goes, a nickel stands for something else, a dime, and a quarter. A quarter means you were with them when they died, if they died in service. Audie Leon Murphy, June 20th, 1924, May 28th, 1971. Born in Kingston, Texas, died near this site in an airplane crash. America's most decorated veteran of World War II. He served in the European 3rd Theater, 15th Infantry Regiment, 3rd Infantry Division, and earned 24 decorations, including the Medal of Honor, Legion of Merit, Distinguished Service Cross, and 3 Purple Hearts. He was survived by his wife, Pamela, and 2 sons, Terry Michael and James Shannon. Erected 1974 by the Veterans of Foreign Wars. Yeah. First class transfer there in the same unit.
For most of us, growing up in our hometowns, wherever that may be, there was a haunted house. A house that everybody knew about, but a house that all the other kids were afraid to go into. John O'Donoghue, my favourite teacher, he used to say that if the soul or the mind were a mansion, each of us inside that mansion has a room, a dark room, into which we are afraid to go and sit down. And in this dark room are many dark thoughts, perhaps things about our past, things about ourselves or our current lives that we don't like, that we try to ignore. And the irony, according to John, was that the best thing, the most beneficial thing we could perhaps do is to go into that room and sit down and face up to whatever it is that lies in wait. The famous mythologist Joseph Campbell summed it up too when he said, "The treasure that you seek is in the cave you fear to enter."